highly anticipated movie based on the inspiring true story of one mom's unfaltering love in the face of impossible odds premieres today. Breakthrough tells the story of a boy named John who nearly dies after falling through the ice on a lake. Actor Josh Lucas plays his dad. Take a look.
We missed Dr. Garrett this morning.
I can't see him like this. I can't be in this room seeing him in this state. I'm sorry. If you need anything, I'll just be right down the hall. I'm not leaving.
Okay.
Melissa thinks that everyone is just waiting for John to die, but it's just taking longer than they expected.
What do you think?
I'm sorry, but I think she's right. I can see it in their face, in everyone's face except
Mine? I believe God can heal our son completely.
We are so happy to welcome Josh Lucas to Better Connecticut. Josh, first of all, we just watched the clip. You're, I don't want to use a spiritual metaphor here. A little bit of a doubting Thomas there in the face of this tragedy.
Well, no, without a doubt. I mean, that's one of the things I find interesting about this story. Obviously, it's an extraordinary true story. But part of it was that the mother, who's played by Chrissy Metz in real life, this woman, Joyce Smith, married to this guy who I play, Brian Smith. And Brian was, you know, definitely skeptical and definitely did not have the same level of faith or hope that she had. And that's part of the complications that happens in this, you know, this very difficult, even horrifying thing that this family goes through. And made for a really interesting, I guess, responsibility for me to tell that side of the story correctly.
I guess, is there anything more, I mean, after watching the movie, is there anything more powerful than a mother's faith?
You know, your mother is the one who, at the end of the day, might be the most, you know, profound in their love and profound in their fight for their child. And in this case, I don't think any of us can really understand what it's like to be looking at your child when you're told your child is dead and you basically say, no, he's not. I mean, it's something that is so utterly strange and miraculous. And, you know, in this case, it actually happened. And, you know, it's a really crazy story.
It really is. I thought it was, I didn't think it was true. And then when I was doing the research, I Googled it and I'm like, this is an absolute true story.
I mean, that's one of the things we have somewhat of a responsibility and the skeptical nature of audiences today. I think it's easy to dismiss this movie as a faith-based movie when in reality, you know, we and the filmmakers, we had a responsibility to tell it as accurately as we possibly could. We have the real people around us. I got to see the movie the other night with my 6-year-old son and sitting literally next to John and Joyce Smith, who are the mother and the son in this story. And they would lean back to me throughout the movie and say, you know, this is exactly what happened, this is exactly what happened. So we try and do things in the movie, you know, to basically present, I guess, the you know, the non-faith-based audience, the moments where we timestamp this exactly happened at this moment, this exactly happened at this moment. So anyone who's skeptical or cynical can say, well, I don't know what to say because it actually happened.
Yeah, I know you've done a lot of voice work with Ken Burns, just an unbelievable storyteller. That, you know, you're doing historical voices. This person that you're playing in this particular movie is there in front of you. I mean, how important was it for you to get the role right, knowing that John Smith was there?
You know, I don't think you ever have a harsher or a more important critic than the real person. I mean, it's one thing when you're doing Ken Burns films where, you know, you're obviously usually playing somebody who's long dead, but even then, I think in the case of at least one of the characters I played during Ken Burns' work, his family's, you know, they were the ones who gave Ken the Bibles that he wrote in, for example. And that family, you know, really wants the character to be portrayed honorably and correctly. And I think there, you know, in each one of the movies I've done where it was a real character and a true story, you probably want that person to respect the movie more than anyone in your life. And it's a strange responsibility that you feel more than any critic, more than your own mom. That person matters most.
We only have about 30 seconds left, Josh, but I read that you moved 30 times before you were 13 years old. That is a remarkable feat, and I want to congratulate you on succeeding.
Well, thank you. It made me an actor, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it was a very strange and kind of wonderful way to grow up because you're always going to a new school and you get to recreate yourself everywhere you go. And it's funny because I kind of wonder and worry that I'm doing the same thing with my kid. I keep taking him to a new school and a new place all the time.
Well, if he turns out to be...
Actually, I really loved it.
Yeah.
As well.
If he turns out to be anything like you, you've got a success on your hands. Congratulations with the movie. Good luck.
I don't know about that, but okay. Thanks. Yeah.
Nice to talk to you. All right, again, Breakthrough is in theaters now.